Welcome back, and we are here to talk about Rings of Power Episode 4, The Great Wave. I'm Adam Mock,
We
and
didn't realize that was what the name of the episode was.
this is Jessica Chen. Oh, yeah, it's more of the same.
Actually, I would say it got worse.
You think it got worse?
'Cause I think I got more tired and or bored this time.
Yeah,
I think because they actually jammed everyone into the same episode again.
see, I felt it had more story, but still more understandable story, but less stuff happened somehow.
I think it's because there's too many threads at this point.
There's too many threads, and they have to stop with slow motion fight scenes. Because the only fight scene was the one, the elf, when he escaped from the orcs, and he's with the kid and his mom, and he does that cool slow-mo, grab the arrow, shoot it back with the sideways, and I'm like...
I can't tell if slow-mo is just used to make it more epic than it actually is.
It doesn't... But they didn't do that in the other one. In the movies, they never did that.
They never had to. Like I said, I think it feels kind of like a crutch.
Because the action was tight.
Yeah.
Like, instead, this is, I don't want to choreograph a long action scene, so put it in slow motion. They're Zack Snydering the crap out of it, but doing it really badly.
And not in a stylistic kind of way.
No, not at all.
It's just like, slow-mo looks cool, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what happened in this episode? Like,
I feel like the most significant thing was that the people of Numenor decided to escort Galadriel somewhere into Middle Earth,
I think back to Middle Earth. Right?
Yeah, to Middle Earth, so they can get the Southlands good again.
Basically, they're trying. The Queen is realizing maybe she's taken this a little too far.
Yeah.
And you find out her dad is literally dying in bed. Yeah, and Galadriel wants to go find out what's going on. She kind of gets
She needs to warn everyone and restore the Southlands, I think, because that's where all the bad shit is happening.
Because she touches that orb that gives her the flash that basically everything's going to get flooded.
Well, no, it's more like, I feel like what that was like I think it's trying to explain why the Numenoreans are against elves now.
Oh, okay.
That's why I took it as like, they were like, well, we are against elves because in this seeing stone thing, the Palantir, there's like, when Galadriel's coming, it's supposed to also signal the big wave.
Oh, okay. So she's like the harbinger.
That's why she's like, no.
Gotcha. Yeah, so she beats the hell out of a bunch of dudes, tries to escape, and then they're like, all right, look, here's the deal. I got an orb, you got to see the future. She freaks out. Like, she actually emotes. Yeah. She goes, ah! And I'm like, oh, that's the most you've done on the show.
Other than that weird smile from the last episode.
Yeah. And then we get more of the dwarves this time. Yes. We get a big helping of dwarves, and we get introduced to Mithril.
Yes.
Because they're...
Another Easter egg.
Can we talk about the secret passage, dumb, stupid shit that was? Basically, the dwarfs' kids are singing this song, and then... what's his name? I always forget
Durin
that.
Is the...
No, the elf.
Elrond,
sorry. Elrond. He knocks on a wall and realizes the song and the knocking is going to unlock the door.
Is the password. And I was like, why are you having your kids singing the password everywhere?
Seriously, why would your kid... You're hiding this so well, why would you bring children into this? None of it made any sense. He finds about Mithril, says he will not tell anyone, which, that's bullshit.
I mean, I don't know.
That might come out at some point.
But currently I'm just like, what does this have to do with anything? But okay.
I think it's just, like...
Fan service?
Fan service. They're, we're putting the band back together a little bit, kind of.
I was getting more the band is coming back together again with the Numenor stuff. Because I feel like that's when they were like, hey, we got to go help our man brethren down south.
Man brethren. Yeah, and the orcs are after that little kid again because he stabbed himself with the sword to make himself bleed so that the sword would...
But what does it do?
I think it's just like Sauron's
sword,
and I don't know.
But it's just like there's too many things of which the purpose of it is unclear.
And they're all kind of big reveals, and they're not concentrating on any one. They don't give you enough time to care.
Yeah.
I think is my biggest issue with this show. Like, I liked the progression of what happened. I really liked the 4 stories that were going on. And then you find out like humans know about the sword.
Yeah.
Because the guy whose sword, like where it was hidden.
We had a sort of almost like a Bilbo Frodo moment.
Yeah, and he's like showing him his like track marks from when he used the sword, and he's like, "Yeah, I know, kid, it's awesome, right?" He's like, "Evil shit's about to happen."
Yeah, and Sauron was mentioned again, and then like. Yeah, I don't know, but like the problem is, there are big reveals, and I like the progression, but I can't help thinking that the whole Numenor set sail for the Middle Earth thing could have been like a first ad break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at end of Act 1, because usually end of Act 1 is like character makes major decision that changes the course of everything.
Yep.
Instead of putting it at the very end, because then you spend an hour being like, are they going to help Galadriel? And I think that was draggy.
And I think we're gonna have a very Hobbit heavy episode coming up because there was no hobbits.
I totally forgot about them.
The Starman or whatever you want to call him, he's not in it, and I have a feeling that's gonna be a big thing in the next. I just have a feeling that's what the story's gonna
swing back around somehow.
But you don't know with this show because this show just brings it all at the same time, lets you sort it out, and it's okay. Like I said, I thought this was one of the better episodes, and it's not saying much.
They did reveal Adar.
Yeah, Adar. Now,
but
is
I'm still
he an elf?
confused over
He's an elf, or like because his face was
over who he is,
and his face was jacked. Yeah. So I'm like, is he part orc too? Like, was there some weird love going on?
I don't know. I mean, like, according to, like, Tolkien mythology, orcs are just corrupted elves, so...
so he could be, like, halfway...
Maybe he's the one doing the corrupting.
Transitioning kind of thing? Yeah. Like, okay. I didn't know that. I actually had no... That's actually a very cool story beat.
Yeah, but, like, I think it's not particularly clear, one, what he wants.
Yeah.
Because, like... Why did he let Arondir go?
I have a feeling he's trying to track down the sword, and by letting him go, he knows he'll
follow that one.
He'll find that kid.
Yeah.
I think that was exact, and they do it at the end, but they go into a field with sunlight, so they can't follow.
Yeah, which seemed kind of cop out.
I think that was kind of the point. Was just, we'll let this idiot find him for us, and we'll just track him. You know, and it kind of worked out in their favor. At least they know like where they're going to be hiding out. Nightfall will hit, and they'll go after the humans.
It'll be interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, I just think...
You sound so excited.
I guess, because, like, well, I'm trying to think. The most likely what's going to happen at some point is Sauron will have to enter the picture. They keep talking about him, but we don't see him.
I think he's going to come in.
Now we have a Sauron weapon.
It's going to be a big vision or something. And it'll probably be something with the Starman and that kid. Because I still think you're right. That's where wizardry comes from. Because they haven't talked about wizards at all.
And that's the last major piece.
They don't really talk about magic in the show.
No.
You know, it's kind of like when before Game of Thrones introduced the original, before they introduced the dragons, it was just swords. Mm-hmm. And then once sorcery got involved, you're like, oh, okay, the show completely shifts. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what they're doing. They're just taking their sweet ass time.
Everything just feels like it's taking way too long.
Yeah. Like, I almost wish...
Even with fast travel, it takes too long.
I almost wish they were just doing 2 storylines at a clip.
Yep.
You know, like, let me enjoy these characters.
Because, like, really what should be happening is, like, what I feel like should be happening is you probably should keep Bronwyn, Arondir, and Theo, because they're, like, what's going on in the Southlands is the part they're trying to save, right? And then you should also keep Galadriel, Halberd, and, like, Queen Muriel, like, the Numenor folks, Isildur, all them, because they're the ones who are banding together to help them. Everyone else, I'm not sure what their direct purpose in this story is.
And I think they could have been doing some fun stuff with the elves, and they're just choosing not to. Not the elves, the dwarves. The dwarves, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The dwarves are... I always kind of like the dwarves. They're kind of like capable hobbits.
Yeah.
In a weird way. Like, they're
and
just...
they're all, like, swarthy and love beer.
Yeah, they're just like party dudes.
Yeah. With rocks.
Yeah, they're fun, you know? Like, even though they aren't...
Big beards.
They're not the smartest of the bunch.
No.
They serve a really fun purpose in the series.
I think there's a reason why Gimli is probably everyone's favorite.
No one should throw a dwarf. I love Gimli.
Yeah.
Don't love the actor. I love Gimli.
Yeah.
But, no, I don't know. There's not much to say about this one, I don't think. I mean, it just brought everything came to a head that we knew was coming.
Yeah, once again, too many people, too many storylines. Not sure what all the storylines are doing in there. I think you're right. There should really only be 2. And, like, where is Sauron? And also, like...
And I'm really hoping for, like, a heavy Hobbit episode. Just get that storyline fleshed out. Like, figure out one of your storylines and then give me a little more. Start integrating them more.
Exactly.
Because that was the big thing about Lord of the Rings was the integration of characters from different lands. And they're just not doing it. It's taking so damn long to get anything done. And it doesn't have to be this sloggy. I know they're trying to go for highbrow fantasy, but
no.
You can make it fun, and they're just refusing at every turn. They just, here's a slow-mo action sequence. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah, but even if you think about how, like, Lord of the Rings is structured, it literally has, like, 3 main storylines they switch between, right? So, like, especially once you start getting to, like, Two Towers. So, like, you have, like, the whole Merry and Pippin get kidnapped by Uruk-hai situation, and that's, like, Saruman and all the bad people, and then the Ents. And then, like, you have, like, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli tracking down the Uruk-hai who took Merry and Pippin.
Then you got the Hobbits.
And then you have, like, Sam and Frodo trying to get the ring to the place.
With Gollum.
Yeah.
You know, driving them nuts the whole time.
Yeah. But 2 of those storylines eventually converge, because eventually they catch up to Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, catch up to Merry and Pippin and find them. And then you have 2 main storylines. Yeah. And then it becomes, there's the 2 hobbits carrying out the mission, and then everyone else trying to support that mission. Yeah. But that's 2 storylines. You don't need 5. I mean, it's very confusing.
We're in the 4th episode. We're just almost to the halfway point. I think there's 9 episodes. I could be wrong. And I'm just... This is when you're starting to, like, get your footing. And it just... I don't know. The footing doesn't even feel that great. I'm just kind of... Everything's wishy-washy. Everybody's just short of being a cool character. And they're just not... It just doesn't have that Jackson polish that I think it seriously needs.
I think it's also just a writing storytelling issue, because, like, if you think there's 9 episodes, then, like, if we're gonna go by classic, like, that arc with the climax at the end, like 2/3 of the way in, then episode 4, like, the climax should probably be around 7 or 6. Yeah. I don't think we've built enough to get there that quickly, if that makes sense.
No. I mean, who knows? They might just do some crazy episode. Like, just... I keep saying that every week. I'm like, they're going to do some, like, insane, big action battle. Like, every show has that, like, penultimate episode that isn't your finale, but it's the episode everyone would rewatch. I'm waiting for that with this. And I think they could do it. The characters suck, and I don't really care if they're
fighting. They're all very kind of boring.
Besides,
also, I keep mentioning people I don't know.
The elf that just escaped, what's his face?
Arondir. Arondir, only cool character.
Other than him, like, who can really, like, hold their own in a fight? Because he's the only one we've seen in a fight.
Galadriel, sort of? Maybe?
Yeah, we saw her, like, about to fight, and all her friends are like, we're out, and they all left, so you didn't even get to see it. You know, like, so I don't even know what she can do.
Yeah, if Arondir dies, I don't know what's going to happen.
No, they're not going to kill him.
If he dies, I'm out.
he's the it boy I think they're hoping for.
They're like, oh, he's the hot.
He's the one you're going to see on T-shirts and shit at the Hot Topic. That's what they were going for with him.
Honestly,
and he's cool.
But honestly, think about it. If Arondir dies, not watching this show.
Oh, this show's done for me.
I'm gone.
This will be our last episode.
Bye.
But yeah, I mean that's
I
about.
I almost fell asleep.
Yeah,
it was very bad.
Yeah, you just suddenly stopped talking halfway through. Like you were like, wait, what's this? What's this? What's this?
Caring.
And then it started getting spaced out a little more, and then suddenly it was just like,
I'm tired.
You just kind of like zoned out. Yeah, I mean, it was fine. It's one of, if I had to pick a favorite episode, this would probably be up there so far.
I still think this one or the last one.
Yeah, the last one was kind of cool.
Eight.
Yeah, that the whole orc pit thing was pretty dope.
Yeah,
but I don't know. We're gonna keep pushing through and hope for something.
Yeah,
I feel bad for you because I know this is like your bread and butter.
I would hope, but it's just the whole time it's like, Who is this? What are they talking about? Why are they? And then every time I was telling Adam, like every time they watch last you saw or like the beginning recap part, I'm always just like, oh yeah, that's what happened. Oh no, that's a bad sign, isn't it?
When you forget everything you just watched the week before. Like I could not imagine binging this show. This show would be an exhausting binge.
It's like weird because like on the one hand, I feel like you'd have to watch it
just to get through it.
Just because, like, then you actually remember what's going on. Like, this week by week thing makes me forget it every time.
Yeah.
But then, like, so if they released it all at once, there's a higher probability of someone actually understanding the full story. But at the same time, yes, you're right, because every episode is such a slog.
Yeah.
It'd be one of those things you put on to go to bed.
Yeah. Your nighttime show. Those are usually sitcoms for me. It's like I'm throwing on an old episode of Cheers.
This one is just like Rings of Power.
Yeah, right. I gotta go to bed. Oh. All right. Anything else you want to say about it?
I think is her name Disa. She was kind of cool.
Oh, the
Darren's wife.
Yeah,
she got cooler.
She had that cool song to save the dead guys.
She had like more charisma.
Yeah.
A lot of other characters, so cool for her.
And I know they've been hyping her also as like a big character.
Probably because they're like, look, diversity. Also, a dwarf lady. But
I was gonna say not even diversity so much as just I never saw a female dwarf.
They like made one passing joke about it in like Lord of the Rings, where they were like saying that the dwarf ladies had beards too.
That's right. They never actually show them. They just say
they never show them. So you're like, oh, a natural dwarf lady. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing more to really pass along about this.
I guess we'll see what happens next time.
Don't look so excited, Jess.
On Rings of Power, episode 5.
Yes, I've been Adam Mock.
I'm Jess.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Bye. Thanks for
watching.
Enstarz, please be
sure
to like, comment,
and
subscribe. Yay!